Have you ever arrived at the airport and thought, why does flying have to be so complicated? If you're over 60 and still love to travel, you're definitely not alone. Millions of Americans over 60 are traveling every year to visit family, take vacations, explore new places, and simply enjoy the freedom that comes with retirement. But flying today isn't quite the same as it was 20 or 30 years ago. Airports are bigger. Security procedures have changed, airlines have added new fees, and technology is now part of almost every step of the journey. The good news is, you don't have to be a technology expert, and you certainly don't have to be a frequent flyer. There are a few simple secrets that can make your next flight easier, more comfortable, and much less stressful. Today, we're going to look at 12 flying secrets every senior traveler should know before their next trip. And make sure you stay until the end, because secret number 12 is one of the simplest, but it's also one of the most important. Let's get started. Secret number 1, don't arrive at the airport too early or too late. You've probably heard people say, get to the airport 3 hours early. But does everyone really need that much time? Not necessarily. For many domestic flights in the United States, arriving around 2 hours before departure can give you enough time to check your bags, get through security, and reach your gate without rushing. For international flights, you may want closer to 3 hours. But here's the important part. These are general guidelines. Your airport may be different. Your airline may have different recommendations. And the time you need can depend on how busy the airport is, whether you're checking luggage, and whether you need special assistance. If walking long distances is difficult for you, give yourself some extra time. There's nothing wrong with arriving a little early. The goal isn't to spend half the day sitting at the gate. The goal is to make sure you never feel rushed. Before leaving home, check your airline's recommended arrival time. And if you're traveling during a particularly busy period, give yourself some breathing room. A relaxed airport experience starts before you even leave your house. Secret number 2, ask for assistance. Even if you can walk. This is something many seniors don't realize. You don't have to be completely unable to walk to request assistance at the airport. If walking through a huge terminal is difficult, if standing for long periods is uncomfortable, or if you simply don't want to walk long distances carrying your belongings, ask for help. Airports can involve a surprising amount of walking. You may have to walk from the parking area to the terminal, then from check-in to security, then from security to your gate. And sometimes your connecting gate can be in another terminal. That's a lot of walking. You can usually request wheelchair or mobility assistance when you book your flight. You can also contact your airline before your trip. And it's better to arrange assistance ahead of time rather than waiting until you're already at the airport. Most importantly, don't feel embarrassed. Asking for assistance doesn't mean you're giving up your independence. It means you're traveling smart. You don't get extra points for being exhausted before your vacation even begins. Secret number 3, learn how to use your airline's app. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I don't want to deal with another app. And I completely understand. But you don't need to become a smartphone expert. You only need to learn a few basic features. Your airline's app can often show you your flight status, your gate, your boarding time, and whether your flight has been delayed or changed. Many airline apps also allow you to check in and access your boarding pass. That can save you time at the airport. But here's something important. Don't depend entirely on your phone. Phones can run out of battery, technology can fail, and sometimes airport Wi-Fi isn't reliable. So take a screenshot of your boarding pass, write down your flight number, and if you prefer paper, print your boarding pass before leaving home. There's absolutely nothing old-fashioned about having a paper backup. The smartest traveler isn't necessarily the person with the newest smartphone. It's the person who has a backup plan. Secret number 4, keep your important medications in your carry-on. This may be one of the most important tips in the entire video. If you take prescription medication, don't put all of it in your checked suitcase. Keep the medications you need during your journey in your carry-on bag. Why? Because checked luggage can sometimes be delayed, misplaced, or sent to another airport. Imagine arriving in Florida while your suitcase is still somewhere in Texas. You don't want to be in that situation. Keep your important medications with you. It's also a good idea to keep medications in their original labeled containers when practical. And consider carrying a list of your medications, including the names and dosages. If you're traveling internationally, check the medication rules for your destination before you leave. And if you have specific medical needs, talk with your healthcare professional before traveling. A few minutes of preparation at home can prevent a major problem during your trip. Secret number 5. The cheapest flight isn't always the cheapest trip. When you search for flights online, it's very tempting to choose the lowest price. But stop for a moment and look at the entire trip. That cheap ticket might come with baggage fees. You might have to pay extra to choose a seat. You may have a very long layover. You might have to change airports. And if your plans change, the cheapest fare could be much more expensive to modify. So instead of asking, "What's the cheapest ticket?" ask yourself, "What will this entire trip actually cost me?" A flight that's $50 more might give you a much better schedule, a shorter connection, or a more convenient airport. Sometimes paying a little more can save you hours of frustration. And don't forget to compare different departure dates. Flying one day earlier or one day later can sometimes make a significant difference in price. The cheapest ticket isn't always the best deal. The best deal is the flight that gives you the right combination of price, comfort, and convenience. Secret number 6. Choose your seat for comfort, not just price. Your seat can make a huge difference, especially on a long flight. If you like being able to get up easily, an aisle seat may be more comfortable. If you prefer looking out the window and having fewer people walking past you, you may prefer a window seat. Some travelers choose exit row seats because they offer additional legroom. But remember, airlines have specific requirements for passengers sitting in exit rows. So don't choose one simply because it has more space. Think about what will actually make your flight easier. If you need to use the restroom frequently, an aisle seat may be the better choice. If you want a quieter experience, you might prefer a different part of the plane. And if you have difficulty moving quickly, think carefully about how easy it will be to get in and out of your seat. You're not trying to win the best seat on the airplane. You're trying to arrive at your destination feeling comfortable. Secret number 7. Pack a small emergency bag in your carry-on. Experienced travelers know something very important. Your checked suitcase might not always arrive when you do, so prepare for that possibility. Put a few essentials in your carry-on. A change of underwear, a clean shirt, basic toiletries, your phone charger, reading glasses, important medications, and anything else you absolutely cannot travel without. You don't need to bring your entire suitcase onto the airplane, just bring the essentials. Ask yourself this simple question before your trip. If my checked suitcase doesn't arrive tonight, what would I absolutely need? Those items belong in your carry-on. That way, if your luggage is delayed, you can still shower, change clothes, charge your phone, and get through the night without a major problem. It's a small amount of preparation, but it can make a huge difference. Secret number 8. Take a picture of your luggage. This is one of the easiest travel tricks you can use. Before checking your suitcase, take a picture of it with your phone. Take a picture of the outside. Take a picture of the luggage tag. And if you want to be extra prepared, take a quick picture of what's inside. Why? Because if your suitcase is delayed or lost, having a picture can make it easier to describe and identify your bag. And here's another useful tip. If your suitcase is plain black, consider adding something distinctive. A colorful luggage strap, a bright luggage tag, or another easy-to-recognize marker. There are thousands of black suitcases traveling through American airports every day. Make yours easy to recognize. And before leaving the baggage claim area, always make sure the bag you're picking up actually belongs to you. Secret number 9. Consider TSA PreCheck. If you fly regularly within the United States, TSA PreCheck may be worth looking into. For eligible travelers, it can make the airport security process more convenient. Depending on the airport and your circumstances, PreCheck passengers may be able to use dedicated security lanes, and they may not have to remove certain items that standard passengers do. But remember, PreCheck doesn't mean you will never wait in line. Airport security conditions can change, and enrollment requires an application and approval process. There's also another program you may want to know about. It's called Global Entry. Global Entry is designed for approved travelers returning to the United States from international trips. If you travel internationally several times a year, it's worth researching whether these programs make sense for you. The important lesson is simple. Don't automatically assume that long security lines are just something you have to accept. Look at the options available to you. Secret number 10. Give yourself enough time between connecting flights. This is a big one. When booking a trip, it's tempting to choose the shortest connection possible. You might see a 35-minute connection and think, "Perfect, I'll get there faster." But what happens if your first flight is 10 minutes late? What happens if you have to walk a long distance to another gate? What happens if you need to use the restroom, or grab something to eat, or simply sit down for a few minutes? Suddenly, that 35-minute connection doesn't look so comfortable. Whenever possible, give yourself a reasonable amount of time between flights, especially if you're traveling through a large airport you've never visited before. And if you're not comfortable walking long distances, give yourself even more time. You can also look at an airport map before your trip. Knowing where you're going can reduce a lot of stress. Remember, a few extra minutes waiting at the gate is much better than running through an airport hoping you don't miss your flight. Secret number 11. Never put your most important documents in your checked luggage. This sounds obvious, but it's surprisingly easy to forget. Your passport, driver's license, credit cards, important travel information, and other essential documents should stay with you, not inside your suitcase. Before leaving home, consider creating a simple travel folder. Keep copies of important information there. You can also keep secure digital copies on your phone, and make sure you know how to contact your bank if your credit card is lost or stolen. Here's another useful tip. Write down important phone numbers. Don't rely entirely on your phone. If your phone stops working, you'll still have the information you need. Good travel preparation isn't about expecting something bad to happen. It's about knowing you'll be ready if something does happen. And now, we've reached secret number 12. This may be the simplest secret of all, but it's also one of the most important. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you don't understand something at the airport, ask. If you don't know where your gate is, ask. If you don't understand an announcement, ask. If you're confused about which line you're supposed to be in, ask. If you need help with your luggage, ask. There's no prize for being the person who struggles silently. Airport employees and airline staff answer these questions every single day. And there's something important you should remember. Traveling as a senior doesn't mean you have to do everything by yourself. Being independent doesn't mean refusing assistance. Real independence means knowing what you need and being willing to ask for it. So don't be afraid to say, "Excuse me, could you help me?" Those few words can turn a stressful situation into a much easier one. And here's one final bonus tip before we finish. Create a simple 30-minute travel check before you leave home. Check your flight status. Confirm your departure time. Make sure you have your identification. Make sure your medications are in your carry-on. Check your phone battery. Make sure you have your wallet and credit cards. Confirm how you're getting to the airport, and take one final look at your luggage. This simple routine can catch small mistakes before they become big problems. Flying doesn't have to be stressful just because you're getting older. With a little preparation, your travel experience can actually become easier and more comfortable. So let's quickly remember the 12 secrets. Arrive with enough time. Ask for assistance when you need it. Learn the basics of your airline's app. Keep important medications in your carry-on. Look beyond the cheapest ticket. Choose your seat for comfort. Pack a small emergency kit. Take pictures of your luggage. Consider programs like TSA PreCheck if they're right for you. Give yourself enough time between connecting flights. Keep your important documents with you. And most importantly, don't be afraid to ask for help. Travel should be about seeing new places, visiting family, experiencing new cultures, and making memories. Don't let the airport be the most stressful part of your trip. If you found these tips helpful, subscribe to the channel for more practical travel advice designed to help you travel smarter, travel more comfortably, and enjoy the journey. And tell us in the comments, what's the best travel tip you've learned over the years? Your answer could help another senior traveler prepare for their next adventure. Thanks for watching, and safe travels.